Pass me an Altoid, please.
That's why I was asking, how is my breath? Should I just eat one just in case? Why am I getting on your nerves?
You are getting on my nerves.
But why? I haven't even done anything, really. Hello, my name is Mrs. Melanin.
And I'm BELEAF Mel.
And we're here with episode 159 of
How Married Are You? Okay, my name BELEAF. Whoa. My name BELEAF. This is Yvette, and we've been married 12
years.
Live in California, and we got
4 kids.
Relationships scary. It's very necessary. We share our love of struggles. We ask, how married are you? Every Tuesday and Thursday, shoddy. If you're listening, you're in the wedding party. It's okay if you want to put your hands up. You got the questions. We got the answers.
It's chocolate baby story time.
Chocolate baby story time.
It's chocolate baby story time.
1, 2, 3, and
it's chocolate baby story time.
Okay. So I'm starting to realize, and I don't really pay attention to horoscopes or anything like that, but Uzi and Uriah celebrate their birthdays a day apart. So Uzi is June 26th and Uriah is June 27th. And I'm starting to notice a lot of similarities between the two of them. Like each of them can like entertain themselves. They can just be off somewhere randomly and you're like, where are they? What are they doing? And then you go find them and they're not doing nothing. They're just having a whole conversation between them and their dinosaurs, their action figures, all the things, doing whatever.
no.
Anyway, this morning, Glenn took all the kids, the older 3 kids, to school, and Uzi went missing. And so I went to go find him, and I heard him like talking or whatever, and I walked into his room, and he was reading his little Batman toy, A Story, and it was so adorable.
That's awesome.
He's such a sweet kid.
We did a short film this weekend, and Anaya, like, I had totally overcommitted. I said that I was gonna direct it. Anaya was gonna play the main role. And once I saw the people audition, I was like, oh, Anaya's out. She gotta go. She's not good. Right? And I was like, I shouldn't be directing this. Mm-hmm. But Anaya did have a small part. Mm-hmm. And because this is acting and not YouTube, mm-hmm. she didn't really understand mm-hmm. that she's not supposed to look to the camera. And to hear other people talk about your children and how bad they're doing.
What? She was talking about
like,
them?
she's striking the camera. She keeps striking. And I was like, what does that mean? And they were like, she's looking at the camera straight. Da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, oh. And I was like, yeah, we're YouTubers. That's what she gonna do. Mm-hmm. That's like she's doing a good job mm-hmm. in her eyes. And it just was tough, man. I realized that, you can't force your children to do stuff they don't want to do.
She wanted to do it, though.
She did want to do it. But also, not only that, sometimes you gotta tell them not to do something that they want to do because they're not good at it yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I did embarrass our whole family.
Oh. Are you gonna tell the story?
I should tell the story.
Babe, I have to pee. I don't know if it's a good idea.
What? Why didn't you go pee before we walked in here?
Why are you always fussing at me? It's making it harder to exist in this world.
Why can't you just take accountability and go pee? Why can't you answer that question? Why didn't you go to the bathroom?
Because I didn't know I had to pee until just now.
You are a
Babe,
mess.
let's talk about it. There is a moment when you realize you have to pee, right? Mm-hmm. And then you hold on to it for however long is necessary.
No.
This moment right here is when I realized I had to pee.
This the first time you
This
have to
is
pee?
the moment. This is the initial, oh, shoot, I have to pee.
So you did not have to pee after you drink that Starbucks in my office?
No. It just caught up to me because I stood up and all the liquid moved down the way it's supposed to move. It's called gravity.
Okay.
Gravity.
Okay. Yeah, she don't know
John
words.
Mayers.
She never.
I know it's John Mayers.
Yeah.
Gravity.
All right. So anyway, What are we talking about today? Oh, okay. So we were hanging out. What is this, Tuesday?
Babe,
Thursday?
you're about to tell your embarrassing story.
Oh, the embarrassing story.
You're so all over the place, man. Get it together.
I don't know if I should tell this story because of...
Man, it's so funny though. So basically what happened was, I'll try to tell it as like without giving things away.
Yeah, because I don't want to expose anybody who doesn't want to be exposed.
No, it doesn't. You don't even have to say anything. Glenn.
No, let me tell the story because you're not going to tell it.
No. I'm going to tell it.
All right, so this is not racist.
I would have started so much better.
Okay.
I would have started so much better.
So
Glenn did reverse racism. You know how we always get like, oh, you look like so-and-so, and so-and-so just happens to be black? Glenn did that.
I thought I saw somebody who is white.
I like how you pronounce the H.
Yeah, I thought I saw somebody who was white, and they had just got engaged.
You don't even have to see. I wasn't even going to give that information.
But because I wanted to say congratulations.
Yeah, you should have said they just had a really cool life event that I wanted to congratulate them about. See, I would have been a better storyteller.
Okay.
See, now you have information where people who know us are probably like,
Nah. Don't nobody know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, not nobody know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so this person recently got engaged. You want me not do it again? Want me tell Jet to cut it?
Yeah, I think you should just say this person had a really big...
I don't like how you're always correcting me about something, and I ask you a question like, hey, why didn't you go say you had to pee, and you start whining. You get to correct my whole speech and how I maneuver
Is this
a conversation.
podcast going to be us bickering all the time? Because people don't want to see that. That's so 2020.
Can you let me be great?
You be great.
All right.
You know, I don't have to let you do anything because you is great regardless.
Mute. You gonna let me be great? You gonna be on mute for a second? So I saw this person who recently had a really exciting event happen for them. So I knew I had to say congratulations because it's the first time I'm seeing them, and I'm looking at them, and I don't really want to talk to nobody. And I'm gonna be honest. I was doing something, and as I'm leaving, had my head down the whole time, and I look up, and it's like no way that I can walk out without noticing this person because they were right next to the gate. And so I was like they're kind of watching people leave, like making sure no one's like, stealing a thing or something. So look, so I'm the only black person on this whole property, right? So. I don't meant you now. So then I see, I look up.
No, you're not. There's at least one more person.
There's at least one more person.
Yes.
I'm the only black man on this property.
Yes.
So I see this very small white woman with these dark glasses on. Now, she resembles the person I know, but because it's the first time I'm seeing this person and it's like a newer relationship, I'm like, I have to be excited about this extremely amazing
The first
event.
time he's seeing her since knowing about what happened.
Yeah, but also she's a new person.
In his life.
In my life, right?
Yeah. So you've only seen her really one time, right?
In life? No. I've seen her a few times.
Oh, because of the coming and going.
Yeah, she's came here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I see her and I open my arms and I'm like... and I'm getting close to it. I'm like, wait a minute. That ain't who I think it is. And so I come, and now mind you, I'm like this far away from her. I'm so close. So it's like I have to commit. But she's against the wall. It's nowhere for her to back up to.
You didn't say that part.
Yeah, so
oh, no.
I'm like, do you know so-and-so? And she's like, I don't know. And I'm like, yeah, she's like such and such. And she's like, well, is she like, a grown up or like, is she like does she work here? Or I was like, no, she doesn't work here. And she's like, I think I know her. So you look like her. And then I was like, sorry for the awkwardness. And walked away. And I wish at that moment Jesus could have just been like, all right, bro, you're done. You're done.
We're done with you.
That was a good try. Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh.
Very easy social interaction to get through.
Oh,
I couldn't. God. I had no finesse. I had no game. I had no skill. And usually, I had more runway.
Yeah, you did.
I had more runway to finesse, but I couldn't get it. I was so close, and I was so committed. And you know how like you're like, hold up. This is bad, and I just wish Jesus was like, bro, or like there was just a undo button.
Oh my gosh, when he FaceTimed me and told me this story, and I was dying.
Yeah, I said, do you ever get so embarrassed that you wish you could crawl out of your body?
I've been embarrassed. But I've never been not embarrassed.
It was so terrible.
I really wish we could hear the perspective of the woman.
Oh my gosh.
I wish I knew which woman it was so I could go and be like, I'm so sorry for my husband.
So
today.
do you remember how that cleaner lady walked into to me while I was on the toilet?
She probably felt what you felt.
I'd rather have that happen to me 20 times.
I have to pee.
I'd rather sit on the toilet and have people just come in and out while I'm pushing. Like, yo. Than to have that situation happen to me.
Ow.
I hated that.
My head hurts and I have to pee.
Sorry. So anyway, now let's get to our topic.
Let's transition in.
Do you want to go potty real quick?
I gotta do, babe. I think
Goodness gracious, man.
I need you to love me. You're gonna love.
Go to the bathroom, please. Please.
I told you I'm no good today.
Do you even know what we're talking about today?
We are talking about helpmates.
Yeah, very good. Okay, so I was sitting there. We were eating lunch one day in the office, and somebody asked me a question. They were like, okay, so, I hear all these guys talk about, like, their wife being their helpmate, right? And, like, I just don't understand, like, what does she do? Like, what does your wife help you do, you know? And it was me and, like, two other married men in the room. And we all just kind of looked at them and looked at each other and just kind of chuckled. Because the answer is so vast. I don't know if we could each just explain it once, like explain it in a very limited point of time, you know what I'm saying? Because it almost would seem like, and I'm not saying this is what was his intention, but it almost seemed like
he don't need nobody.
He don't need help. But when I look at him, I see a lot of help he needs. And he know that.
You told him that?
Yeah, I didn't tell him that, but I'm saying that to you. I understand that a lot of people really do think they're fine and there's nothing wrong with them. You know what I'm saying? Or nothing. And not that not that something's wrong with them, but nothing could be better.
Ooh.
Yeah, like they think they're good. You know what I'm saying? Like I know people was kind of like, why would I want to be with somebody? I'm fine. Like ain't nothing wrong with me. I don't got to change nothing about me. I remember when we got in a relationship, or when we talked, I don't remember. I think it was like we were at the pier the first time, and we were talking about something, and I was like, the point of a relationship is that you get better. Do you remember that? And you were like, I don't need to get better.
I said that?
Yeah, like
He's a lie.
No, seriously.
I said that?
Yeah, like the point of like having a husband and a wife is like to improve yourself. You know what I'm saying? And you didn't agree with me. I remember that, man. I remember those early days.
He really do be recalling stuff.
All right, so anyway,
there's nothing we can do about my hair. I'm in that awkward. What'd you just do?
All right, so anyway, so we were sitting there talking to him, and I gave a couple examples.
I'm listening. I'm just trying to make sure,
guys,
it doesn't look.
If
as
you're watching
bad.
on the podcast, if you're listening to the podcast audibly,
no, don't come over here.
I think it's around 14 minutes. It's like this woman, man. I don't know what she's doing.
I messed up now. It's bad. It's worse.
She couldn't. Yeah, she's tripping, guys. So anyway, babe.
I'm still listening. I'm just trying to be presentable because these live on the internet.
Love,
people could roast me on the internet.
Babe, ain't nobody trying to roast you. They're going to roast me. You know that. Okay.
But they be like, can you believe this girl sitting over here with her?
But what I'm saying is I'm trying to talk and you're distracting me.
I'm distracting you. You're right. You are distracted. I'm listening. I'm paying attention.
You're right. You are distracted. You're distracting me. Hey, can you stop? You're distracting me. You're right. You are distracted.
Here we go. Yvette's in trouble again. I'm sorry for distracting you. You have my full attention.
I don't need you to have your full attention. I'm just saying, can you stop
distracting you?
Yeah, guys. Anyway, I'm gonna stay focused, Lord Jesus. Okay. So let's see. I lost my freaking train of thought.
You were saying that when we first got married that I was like, oh, I don't need to get better. And you were talking about the entity of marriage and how it is to help each other get better.
Get
See,
better.
I was listening.
Right. Okay. So we were talking and I was trying to explain to him some examples, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, of how Yvette helps me.
Okay.
Right? And I was saying that I genuinely have no desire to invite anyone to my home.
Genuinely, babe?
Genuinely. I may want to be around people, but I don't want to clean or have food ready or I don't want to do anything to get them there. I don't want to call. I don't want to text to see what time they're coming. I don't want to coordinate, but I like having people around.
Do you?
I would say that I definitely have the gift of hospitality, but you have the gift of environment setting, right? Mm-hmm. And invitation and welcoming, right? So when people are there, I can serve, I can be fun and all that, but you get them to the door. And that's a way that we help each other. Okay. I would say.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm so glad to hear you say that because I've been thinking, I want to have people over more often, at least once a month. He just got paralyzed.
No, I'm just thinking of what version of Yvette I'm going to get during the process of inviting people over. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like this one right now. You know what I'm saying? All right. So anyway, I was saying that I really like having people at the house. I just don't know how to get them there. Mm-hmm. Right? And I was like, there's things that I was like, this whole building, your job wouldn't exist if not for Yvette challenging me and asking me questions. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So there's no current version of myself without Yvette's help. You know what I'm saying? And so he was listening and it's like, you think you're good. People be thinking they fine. Ain't nothing wrong with them, but they've never seen themselves. You've never seen yourself. But what marriage does is allow you to see yourself, right? Some of my friends, I'll be like, bro, you not gonna try? You know what I'm saying? But because they not in relationships or,
What do you mean? I don't know what you're saying. What do you mean by try? Try at what? Are they in a relationship trying or are they single trying? Try what?
Just try to be better.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
As a human being single.
Not even just as a human being single, just as a human being, period.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They just can't, I'm just like, yo, that is not just annoying. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And they're like, well, it doesn't bother me. It bothers you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, actually, it bothers everybody. I'm the only one that's saying something about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of just let people be themselves. And that's one thing that kind of makes me weird about certain individuals who are just like, yo, accept me for who I am. Because I do believe we should accept people for who they are. But I don't necessarily think we should let people stay there.
Yes, I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
That's really good.
Because it's kind of I can accept you for who you are currently, but my hope is that within this community you would grow and I'm not having to just shrug off your lack of growth and say, hey, that's just how they are. That's just him. That's just her. That's just what she does. She's like that with everybody. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know, man. Like, I had a mentor one time who told me, man, like, you know, you got to try to get better on every level, on all levels. And I think that the maximum level that you can get to is in deep connection and relationship. And that's what meant, like, that's beneficial. What's beneficial about being married to someone, right?
Yeah. You were speaking, and I had this thought because this one woman online, I can't even remember who it was that said it, but she was like, don't let Satan believe in your potential more than you do, type thing. And as you were speaking, for some reason that quote came to my mind, because I'm kind of like, does getting married help you get closer to your full potential than being single? But then on the flip side of that, if you don't choose well, could that diminish your potential? You know what I'm saying? Like, yes, okay, your wife, your husband is supposed to be your helpmate and help you become a better version of yourself. But what if they are not? What then? What does that look like? How do you compensate for that? Are they even a true helpmate?
So do you think the quality of person you choose determines how much of a helpmate you get?
I that's a really good way to pose the question. And I guess that is what I'm asking us to consider in this moment.
Yeah, because I don't know about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's certain relationships I had throughout my life that pushed me to the brink of, like, the edge of myself, made me want to commit suicide. But I didn't realize how strong I was. Not to say that I would want anybody else to be in that relationship, or I'm like glad God allowed me to go through that. But I do believe I am a better version of myself because I endured. But I didn't know I could endure during that season.
Yikes.
Right? So like say if, you know what I'm saying, not to say that anybody should stay in a relationship that makes them, like, pushes them to the edge of themselves. But it's not so much like, you know how the scriptures, dang man, I gotta find the scripture. But it's like, you know, it's better to live on a roof than live with a quarrelsome wife.
Dripping a faucet.
Yeah, because it's like a dripping faucet, right? Like, I gotta get the address on that. But
I can look it up while you talk.
Thank you so much. But like, your spouse, like, just being with somebody isn't the goal. You know what I'm saying? Like, being with someone who has your best interest at heart and has, like, the mission in mind, like, is super important. So it's better to dwell in wilderness than
with a contentious and angry woman. Maybe that's not the right one.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like the scripture is reversible, man or woman, right? Because I know some people that just, you know, like to be quarrelsome, you know what I mean? And pick a fight at every opportunity.
Yeah, it is Proverbs 21:9.
Yeah. But what I was going to say is, like, you know, I hope that everyone can reach a point where they recognize the importance of, like, true love in relationship. Because, you know, I know some people who are very, like, steadfast and, like, loving and, you know, good to their spouses, and their spouses are problematic. You know what I'm saying? They're, like, just not good people. They're mean and nasty. You know what I'm saying? And they try their hardest to stay. You know what I mean? And they have to leave. You know what I mean? But I do think that if you can really say that you love this person well, you know what I mean, then you're doing the best that you can do. I don't know if you're in the wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know about that. Like, because I'm not into, like, just getting divorced. Like, I don't think that's right. You know what I'm saying? But if you're in a relationship where a person is, like, mentally tolling on you, and they're like, man, you're like, yo, I actually think more about like hurting myself than, you know what I'm saying? Anything else in this relationship is just toxic, you know? Like, I think that plays a role too.
I wanted to look, because I like to look up definitions and stuff. And help is defined as make it easier for someone to do something by offering one services or resources.
Because there's times I believe that I'm your helpmate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely think in the same ways that you described me as your helpmate, the same is true for me. I feel like it's funny because today today was rough. You know, I had the call with our bookkeeper, and then we were trying to get things sorted out for taxes and all the things. And I was like, how did I end up here? I was like, how did I end up here? Why is this my life? Why am I having to deal with this right now? And why wasn't I better prepared for this? Like, why, when we started our business, couldn't someone just like say, here's everything you need to know, and these are like, this is what to do, you know? And it was reminding me of what we do. I was talking to, because like, okay, so I'm a little bit all over the place, but you know, we got here because you started a YouTube channel. You just started sharing your life, right?
You asked me a question.
We got here because I asked you a question. And then, you know, you started putting videos out on YouTube. I don't know if you fully understood like what could come from you. Did you have that understanding when you started posting YouTube videos that you could like make a living off of that? You didn't know that. Okay. So yeah, you started posting videos, and then you started to become really successful in making money and having collaborations and all the things. And it was like, oh shoot, we should like make this an LLC. I think one year we tried to do our taxes and it was crazy, right? And so we were like, oh, we have to make this LLC, da, da, da. And it just became like a business to where now you have your own office building or space, and then you have employees.
Praise the Lord.
And all the things. And it's like, I don't know when you posted when you hit upload, if
October
you
19th,
saw
yeah.
what has come to exist, right? And so I was thinking today, I was sitting in the car, like just kind of exhausted from adulting, really. Honestly, I think it was more so adulting than anything else. And I was like, I really wish someone would have just told us what to do, and we would have done it. And in therapy this week, we kind of were talking about, oh man, I don't have it. I wrote it down. But how, like, you know, growing up, the older generation, or the generation that raised us, was more so concerned about, what was the word? Like protecting their image versus like teaching us or something like that. And I was thinking about like, and I was talking to her about like, sometimes, you know, like we've come to like share our lives on social media. And sometimes, like, for example, how married are you? Like, I genuinely believe that what we do here is meaningful. And I think that there are a lot of people in our wedding party who understand it. And it does surprise me that there aren't more people who get it. But it goes back to the whole depth over width that you always say. And what I appreciate about us is the fact that we are willing to expose ourselves in the now rather than be on the other side of it, telling people how we got there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we're like living it out in real time. And there are people who are also living it out alongside us, and they understand that they're not alone, but they also, and then there's those people who aren't necessarily living it out alongside of us, but they're seeing us live it out, and they're like, okay, here's a realistic way to how to like get through that, or a realistic perspective of what to expect should the time come that I get married and start having children and start a family business together or whatever. And I'm not really sure why I went there. I forgot where my point was. But it did have to do with helpmate, because I think it was the resources word in help. I don't know, y'all. I don't know where I'm at. I'm tired.
Yeah, come on now. Come on. So, yeah, I get it. Like,
Do you
we
get
are a
it?
resource. We are a helpmate to the other side. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, no, but I'm also trying to say, like, okay, I think this is where I was trying to go. Like, yesterday I got a little bit vulnerable in a post that I posted in response to what happened to Ralph Yarl. And I didn't want to post it.
Mm-hmm.
But last week I felt like I was getting this message that, like, you need to stop holding back in some ways. And I feel like you and your level of vulnerability and authenticity has definitely been an encouragement to see and watch in a way that it is pushing me forward to do the same, if that makes sense. And so I feel like you've helped me in a way where I care less about, okay, it's coming full circle. I feel like you've helped me in a way that I care less about what people think about me, and I'm more accountable to who the Lord has called me to be for other women who are married, who are moms, who are trying to just journey through this thing called life. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I feel like that is how you have helped me. You've helped me to gain a new perspective on life that I didn't have before. And so I'm eternally grateful, because I could have married somebody who had a similar upbringing and we would have just been a whole mess.
But that, you wouldn't have been a whole mess. What you mean?
Like, I keep thinking about, like...
Can you pass me the towel, please?
The towel?
Yeah. You keep thinking about what?
I keep thinking about, like, people, if someone would have grown up in the same, like, for example, no offense to you, Christian, if you ever listen to this, but if me and Christian would have married each other, we would have been troubled.
Yeah, like that type of person.
That type of person marrying me, that wouldn't have been a good match. We would have been on the struggle bus in our parenting and just walking through life and our people pleasing.
Mom and Dad gonna be mad if we don't show up.
Yeah,
to Mom and Dad
we would have been
we gotta go to show up.
And can you imagine what the children would have turned into?
You guys would have been. Yeah, at somebody's
no
request.
Offense.
Y'all.
I love Christian. And I even love, like, our village that we grew up with. But I just believe that that I needed someone who was outside of that to challenge me, to challenge my way of thinking, to challenge the way that I saw life. Because I will admit, I grew up in a bubble. And I think y'all all know that. The wedding party, no. I grew up in a whole big bubble. It actually really astonishes me. I think we recently had a conversation and I was realizing how much I didn't know. And I was just like, man, Lord, you know? And people think that people like me don't exist, but they do.
Yeah, I say that you are, like, if there's a spectrum from 1 to 100.
As far as what is 1?
1 is like, okay, so like 100 would be like the most worldly person ever.
Yeah.
Right? And level 1 would be like, what do they call them, people who are like churn their own butter?
Oh, Amish?
Amish.
Wait a minute. Where is this going? Where is this going?
You're probably like 25% more, like middle, 25% more Amish to the Amish
So
side.
from 1 to 100, I'm at 25.
Yeah, 25. Yeah, number line speaking.
It's like, that was simple math.
Yeah. So all I'm saying is, like, I know what you mean, but I do think Like you're a special case because even you're not like Christian. Like Christian be knowing stuff.
Oh yeah, true.
You know what I'm saying?
True.
But I do think that what's very interesting is that we definitely complement each other because I'm on one side of the spectrum and you're on the complete opposite side. And you're like, I want to go to church. And I'm like, for what? Don't you love Jesus? Yeah. Don't you love Jesus? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, why do we have to go to da-da-da? Like, we're both, it's just opposite sides. You know what I mean? And like, not either of those perspectives are wrong. You think I'm wrong? Neither of those are wrong, I think. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe that we balance each other out. Because I don't know if I married someone who didn't care like me. You know what I'm saying? Like, we both not talking to our parents forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, that would be wild, you know? But I do think that the help is to help you become more of yourself and less of yourself. You know?
Ooh.
Like more of your true self.
Yeah.
And less of your, like, who you became because of who you were.
Or the environment that you were
Grew up
born
in.
into.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really good, babe. I agree. I can align with that for sure.
Yeah, because my heart breaks for people who just think ain't nothing wrong with me. I'm good. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you have no idea.
So then, after our first interaction, when I said that, if I said that, because I don't remember saying that, why did you reach out again?
I mean, like, it wasn't a red flag. It just was like, man, she confused. How's she going to grow up in that home and not recognize? Like, I was more curious because from what I understood, that you grew up in the Cosby home. I was like, man, there's a lot of successful black people over here. And people was eating macaroni and cheese and sweet potatoes. And I've been walking around Escondido trying to find black people. Like, this is ridiculous. And I'm like, oh, there's a whole village.
Was my family like your first, like, whatever into like black people in San Diego County?
Oh, man.
You think so?
Ooh. I mean, there was London's mom, right? She was a black mom. She was a single mother.
There is that one guy at the movement. No? Okay.
Nah, it was really...
Wow. So my peoples was your black people.
Yeah, here. I mean, I grew up around black people my whole life.
Black people. But I'm just saying California. So interesting.
Yeah.
And how did you feel when you encountered them?
There was a couple characters that freaked me out.
No, but I'm saying, like, when you saw people that looked like you and you were going to, like, the dinners and family functions.
It was cool. It was loud. Everybody was very comfortable. I was not. But it was my first time being the other black person. Because, like, I'm the black person I'm cool with everybody, or I know somebody who makes me comfortable enough to be myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all was playing spades and, like, laughing and dancing, and everybody was, like, just happy. And I'm like, what kind of good times the Jeffersons that I walk into? Like, everyone's just kind of like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're smiling and just loving on each other. And I just was like, man, I'm just witnessing everything. You know what I'm saying? And my family's like that. You know, my aunts, you know what I'm saying? And then the other side of the family like that too. But I have rarely ever been the other black person. You know what I'm saying? Except when you date somebody, it's like that. I've been, you know, like growing up when I had girlfriends, like it would be like that. But yeah. But you have definitely, you changed everything about me.
Same.
Yeah.
Like, I really did think I was going to be teaching.
Would you rather be teaching right now?
Summer vacation. Would I rather be teaching right now? I am teaching right now. I am happy with where I am in life.
Yeah, there will be better days. Lord willing. I gotta say that after Brittany. You know what I'm saying? I can't just say that. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But that's been good.
Mm-hmm. What's been good?
Like, I've been like, it's been really easy for me to talk about Brittany.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I think because of, you know, what's been happening and stuff like that, you know,
Mm-hmm.
especially doing the film. And I was telling the guys, because I don't know if you guys know this, but I kind of mentioned it during the Chocolate Lady story time that we were working on a short film.
Mm-hmm.
And the film is called June's Crown.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a celebration of a lot of important Black women in my life. And it's kind of an ode to my sister in a way. There was a moment where Shamika Wright, who plays June, is having this very intimate experience with her head wrap. And you were that for Brittany.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, when you see it, it's tough.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. It's hard to watch. But yeah, I digress. But even like community is supposed to change you, you know? It's an environment where people can see you. And so the worst thing for you to do is be around a bunch of people who are scared to tell you the truth about yourself. And the truth is, it's not that Yvette's just a helpmate for me. She's a helpmate for herself, right? Because she understands that I'm a part of her. And she's not just helping herself. Helping me. She's helping herself.
Mm-hmm.
So to not invest in me would be not investing in herself or her family.
Yeah.
Why are you looking at me like that?
Because that's how I feel. I feel like you don't necessarily invest in yourself when I try to encourage you to invest in yourself. But maybe it's because I think that investment looks like a certain way and you feel like it's a different way.
Yeah. We are on different timelines.
We're on different timelines? As far as what?
Like, you want me to invest in myself when you want me to.
Because I can see you need rest.
Uh-huh. Also, sometimes you don't see it.
Yeah.
So.
You always need rest.
So do you, apparently.
I pulled it together.
You did. You came up. I don't know where you got it from. Good job.
From all your fussing.
Good job. See?
Hey, I have something to tell you. Are we done talking about this?
Okay.
No, we don't have to be done.
I'm done.
I have a question. Actually, it's not something to maybe it's a statement.
Okay.
See, this is why I don't be wanting to talk to Glenn. But
I should keep a bottle of whiskey under me. So I gotta talk to y'all.
I want a gold band. I want to can I take the diamond out and put it in a gold band? Is that something we can do?
With your ring?
Yeah.
Why? You don't like the white gold anymore? It is gold.
This is gold?
It's white gold.
Oh, I would like it to be gold. And I was wondering, because I remember growing up, all the adults wore gold jewelry. And I'm like, I wonder if that's something that's happening with older age. You know what I mean? Where you start to navigate towards.
I think it's because
gold.
you're buying all those glasses and you want to get some gold glasses, but you recognize your glasses don't match your ring.
That is.
How about we get you 2 rings and you figure out which one works?
Okay.
Yeah, not happening. All right.
I don't want 2 rings. I just want to take this diamond and put it in a gold band. That's it.
Okay. Thank you so much for letting me know that. How long have you had that one? The one I just got you. That's our 10-year? I don't think you updated for at least another 2 years. 3 years? When did you get another ring again? Go look at Google it.
Wait.
Isn't it supposed to be every year it's supposed to be such and such?
Yeah, but I was thinking about doing why am I using my phone when I use my computer? I was thinking about doing it just as Valentine's Day or anniversary. Or
Birthday.
New ring. How would I Google it? New ring, new wedding ring.
Wedding gifts by year. I mean, anniversary gifts by the year. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. See, all the things that's coming up.
Okay, so 1 year anniversary, you're actually supposed to get a gold band. So we're behind schedule.
Oh, okay. How about we get divorced and then get back together?
It's too expensive, apparently.
Yeah, it is. Here's a question. Now, realizing, did you click that link that's told you it?
Yeah, this is the link. It says anniversary rings by year.
Yeah, and this is a jewelry company who makes this. It's a very simple marketing here. They say every year you're supposed to get something different to your ring. Mm-hmm. That's crazy.
Okay, so we're coming up on 14? Mm-hmm. No, this year will be 13 years. 13. So I'm supposed to get a citrine band.
That sounds ugly.
It does. Celebrate lucky number 13 with a bright colored citrine anniversary band, image and engraving. What is a citrine band?
Which year is rubber band? Because that's what you finna get. These prices, these times.
Inflation.
You are bugging.
Citrine band. Oh, it's gold.
That thing is ugly.
It's so ugly. Okay. All right, babe. How married are you?
I'm so married that I let you finish that conversation. Goodness gracious. I don't know where y'all be coming up with this type of stuff, but no. I think that's wild. I'm so married that the other night I came home with flowers. And I don't usually do that. Did those flowers bloom? They didn't bloom?
Are they supposed to bloom by now?
Yeah. So the dude who sold them to me.
Was he in a grocery store?
No. He was in a car, but he was drunk.
You bought me flowers from a drunk car salesman?
I didn't know he was drunk. I got out of the car and he
Why did you even walk up to somebody's car? That's dangerous.
I know, but he was selling flowers.
What?
I wish I could just be appreciated, man. I swear, man. Y'all don't know how to be appreciating stuff, man.
Oh my gosh.
That's why I don't be doing stuff, yo. Do you feel me? That's why I don't be doing stuff, babe.
Oh my goodness, babe. You are tripping.
Really?
Well, you shouldn't have told me that. You should have left that part to yourself. Damn. Sorry.
Yeah, she's looking at the prices on the rings. Babe, that ring, it was expensive that I got
No,
you.
no. This is a good ring.
So
I'm happy with this ring. I'm just saying, if you ever start rolling in the dough and you want to like...
spend money on your finger?
Actually, I'd rather a house before... Actually, I'd rather a commuter car before a ring.
Yeah, make a list.
Making a list.
How married are you?
Checking
How
the
married are you,
toys.
babe?
Gonna find out who's naughty or nice. She's back.
Come on, girl. How married are you?
Oh my gosh, I'm so married. I'm so married that whenever I drive Glenn's truck, I try to take a few pieces of trash out each time.
Do me.
It's too late.
No, do me again. Do me.
Absolutely not.
Do me. Ask me how married I am, babe. Ask me how married I am. Let me do another one. Let me do another one.
I'm scared.
Let me do another one.
And where's the thing you got?
And that's just how, come on.
Where is it? Is this it?
No, it's
It's
this one.
And that's just how married we are. Did I do the good timing?
No.
I didn't do the good timing.